Okay, guys, this is a JK News special report. Obviously, you've probably seen the video go around. You know the news. It's hard to avoid finding out about anything that's really happened around this. But yes, today in Utah at a university where Charlie Kirk was speaking, he was basically people are calling it a political assassination.
He was assassinated.
Yeah, they're calling him many different things, but he was shot in such a vital area. Almost no chance of surviving that hit. At this point, we really don't know too much because everything's kind of up in the air. Not a whole lot's been confirmed as being true, other than the fact that Charlie Kirk has passed away, age 31. It's a devastating thing that's happened. Whether you're on the right or left or center or any part of the political divide, uh, killing somebody over their beliefs or over any opinion they have is definitely not something that should be sanctioned or cheered about. If this happened to Gavin Newsom, if it happened to anybody, that whether we agree with them or not, wanting them to be taken out like this is definitely not something that you're being a bad human if that's something that you're happy about seeing.
Legit, dude. Wild stuff.
It's insane that people, as soon as it happened, could have such strong opinions about what he believed in, whether it was gun control, whether like to bring his political beliefs like at the forefront of it, rather than just be like a person that, undeservedly was just getting murked, basically.
Yeah. By someone who's crazy, obviously. Someone unhinged and unstable. We don't know anything about him, but I think I pretty confidently can say that. So yeah, no, very sad, man. He has a wife. He has kids. Like it's a mind-blowing thing to think that you're here today, gone tomorrow, like that, and all for just saying what you think in America, where you're supposed to be able to say what you think and not have to worry about something like that.
Yeah.
Supposed to, right? Obviously, that's a big long pipe dream for a lot of people, but very, very unfortunate turn of events. Obviously, as soon as this happened, everyone thought there was this old guy in the crowd. Everyone started blaming boomers immediately. I saw
Right.
that. Everyone's like, this boomer generation is the worst generation of all time. I told you. And that's stuff that I personally have always found funny. It's like, oh, let's blame the boomers for everything.
Yeah.
But then that was all proved to be fake news. I guess there was something else going on with that guy.
Yeah.
Now they just wrapped up and found the assassin who was on the roof they saw before.
Right, yeah. So I guess a video had come out earlier about spotting some guy on the roof. I'll play it for you right now.
You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying, just getting around.
So, like, it's
That's
to be
crazy.
noted that that building that you're seeing is the Losi building. I believe you can see it written down there. So that's the same building that they had assumed that old guy was shooting from.
Yes.
And then it was reported that they caught the suspect, that he's in custody right now. He was wearing, all they have is that he's a person of interest wearing dark clothing. He apparently was shooting from the rooftop of a building. I'm guessing that's the one. But if that's him, then yeah, that first guy, I don't know if that was like do you think that could be like a planned diversion, or they just
Apparently,
got
he
one
was.
guy?
He kept yelling, "I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to remain silent." So everyone just assumed his guilt because of that. But we don't know what the hell was going on,
okay, yeah.
right? Like, and again, all this is like in the fog of war. Nobody exactly knows what the hell's truly going on yet.
Yeah.
But then the New York Times came out and said that that's not the shooter, because the university came out and said that's not true. We don't have the shooter in custody.
Yeah.
And that was the police talking directly to the university.
Right, because we did see that they caught one guy and then they let him go. That's the
Exactly.
guy they were talking about.
Exactly
the
right.
old guy?
Are we bringing Bart in now?
Yeah, if he's ready, let's bring him in.
Yeah, let's bring him in.
Okay, cool. What do you think about everything that's going on right now? How people are reacting to it and just like the situation altogether?
You know what's crazy? I never felt like I had a crazy emotional connection to him, because he was just kind of like a debater, right? So he's this guy that presents all these topics. He goes to college campuses and he kind of debates logic, and a lot of his logic is based in like conservative values. So I just kind of just saw him as a guy that would, kind of put his ideas out there. And some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with. But today, when I got the news that he was shot, it hit me like the way I felt when I found out Kobe passed. I don't know what it was. Like, it felt like some monumental figure or someone that's pivotal or like deeply woven into like our social fabric of today, especially with all the stuff that's been going on since COVID. Like, I felt like since COVID, we had like this extreme ramp up of politicizing things. All of a sudden, people care about politics, and then what's the stuff that's happening behind the curtain? Who's actually running the country? So I think ever since that ramp up, like he's been like a pivotal figure, and so losing him like actually made me so sad. And when I found out he was shot and he was like losing blood out of his neck, I was actually walking into my home office at the time, and I don't think I've ever done this because I'm not really spiritual, but I actually like clasped my hands, put my head down, and I prayed for him, and I was praying that I hope that he'll pull through from this. I know he has wife and kids, and I hope this is just one of those things where he'll be able to survive. And then I find out later that he didn't, which makes me really really sad. But I'm like, man, it's crazy. It's been like a heavy heart the whole day. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're basically saying a lot of the same thing with how, when it comes down to people with opposing beliefs and everything, it's not like we might talk a lot of crap about who we do and don't like in politics or just in anything, but I think
Yeah,
wishing death upon somebody isn't really part of that conversation at all. It never has been. And to see
yeah,
so
Not something
many
I even think
people,
about.
yeah, to see the reactions of so many people celebrating it and kind of cheering it on, and that's also equally saddening. Not that we just lost a life unjustly, but also the fact that there's so many people that are rallying behind that as if that solved some kind of problem
And
for
to
them.
me, that doesn't speak for everybody on the left. That is the fringe lunatic people who are on both sides who just view it all as a big war anyway, and wars there need to be casualties. I think those people are absolutely nuts. Shame on them. Um, yeah, very sad.
yeah. When like I follow some people, and I usually try to follow both sides so I kind of get like a even feel of what's going on. And when I saw people celebrating or even like talking shit or even saying that's what he deserved, I'm like, damn, that kind of made me sick. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's human life, and people are just battling out ideas. There's this new video that's going around circulating. It was Charlie himself talking about how important it is to have a clash of ideas so that you don't enter into civil war. And so that was like his whole like ethos of why he does things. You know, it's to like you either figure out if ideas are good and you keep them, or ideas are bad and you throw them away after you guys hash it out in person. And so to see people like celebrate it, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Everyone that I used to follow that celebrated, I just unfollowed. I'm like, that's so sad,
Yeah,
dude. Like for someone to pass away, and the first thing that you can think of is like hip hip hooray, you know?
it's also just crazy that like for people who look at it politically, and see it as a win for them because this happened, it almost will make more people
100%.
believe in what Charlie Kirk believed in
100%.
because they must think like, oh, this guy must have been onto something if they had to just take him out and they couldn't just win an argument.
You just made him. You just made the Charlie Kirk arguments 10 times more pervasive to people because now people are listening to it and they're galvanized to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, why is this guy being silenced all of a sudden? But he must be speaking some kind of truth, which is crazy.
The quote I think that Bart's talking about is he said, "As soon as you stop having the conversation, that's when the violence starts." So like he was all about the conversation. So it's such a shame to have his voice quieted, but then, as a result, whoever did this, like you're gonna make his voice amplified.
It's crazy to see the actual footage too. You know, it was like instant like collapse, and then now there's that footage going around of people spotting the shooter on the roof.
Yeah, on the roof. Yeah.
Just showed that.
Yeah,
And I mean, I like seeing when people come together over stuff like this, but it's crazy when it's a political person that is murdered. It like creates so much more of a divide in such a weird, inhumane way.
Well, Hassan Piker, who's on the left, right, he was supposed to be debating Charlie Kirk in a couple of weeks. He came out instantly to his people and said, like, stop, because I guess he was live and people were in the comments celebrating or whatever. And he's like, stop doing this. Like, this is bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah, yeah.
makes people less comfortable to talk in public spaces because they're afraid of the Looney Tunes coming out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it is a thing where like most of the people that are going to be saying the craziest shit online are going to be people you've never heard of. They're going to be people that you don't follow. They're going to be just randoms. But then this is the first time I think that people that I did follow were like down for this cause. Like I was really surprised. Or like comedians that I follow were like making jokes about it.
saw
Like
that.
like not even jokes, but like actual celebratory statements.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's ironic was just yesterday, I was asking Gio, I'm like, hey, have you noticed, like, so there's a Charlie Kirk on the right? How come there's no Charlie Kirk on the left? Like, there's no person uh, going to campuses doing open debates. And I mean, to your guys' knowledge, do you know if there is like a Charlie Kirk of the left, someone that puts out like their ideals, more liberal ideals, and debate people,
Oh, and like
like openly
creates a
debate
forum for
people?
people to talk to them about it. I don't know of anybody
Yeah.
like that.
Nobody is big, that's for sure. Like I'm sure there are people out there, and respect to them if they're doing that, but nobody who really cultivated a massive audience based on that.
I hope there are, and maybe we just don't see
I
them.
really hope so,
because
yeah.
I think that's what you totally need. And if there are a bunch of them, I hope no harm comes to them because of it. Like they should be allowed to present those opinions in a forum.
The closest one that I can think of is Charlemagne, but he just has people come on, and him and his other two people just verbally jump them, and they don't let him get any points across.
I will respect to Charlemagne though. He'll go on people's shows. Like he'll go on any show. Like kind of in the Charlie method of like I'll go anywhere. Charlie talked to Gavin Newsom a couple months ago, and I remember people on the right being pissed that he did that, but he really lived what he said he was going to do, which is I'll talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime.
And he called them governor still. Like, he's very respectful. Like, you can
Yeah.
tell, like, he respects the position, he respects the authority, which I thought was a really cool conversation they had.
What do you think? How do you feel like the country's gonna change after something like this? Do you think anything's really gonna like radically switch?
I don't even know. What's crazy is, like, starting in 2020, it felt like we were on the verge of World War V. There was, like, starting with, like, the whole George Floyd stuff, and then it was like COVID, and then it was like one thing on top of the other, and then like ICE, and then like now there's troops in your backyard. It just feels like there's this giant like escalation, and when you think it can't get any crazier, there's even then we see like Putin and Xi Jinping like talking about like immortal organs and shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know where the hell we're going. It does seem it does seem crazy, and then makes me think back to what Joe Rogan said, where he was like, at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of monkeys on a rock spinning around, flying through space. At the end of the day, that is true, but at the same time, when you're the monkey, it feels like there's this giant monkey explosion that's about to happen.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna get bananas?
What was that? Anthony? Is Anthony there?
The spirit of Anthony
Hey,
just
that's your
came out of
metaphor, buddy,
Steve.
not mine. That's your metaphor.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, it makes me feel like the only thing I could really take care of is, I guess, referring to what Dave Chappelle said. He says, the world is too big, and the only thing that you can really take care of is just your own little corner and pocket of the world. So
Absolutely, yeah.
So true.
Hyper focus on my family and what I can take control of, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think we got to take the temperature down as far as like you call an entire 70 million people who voted for somebody, you call them all Nazis, and then you can't feign surprise when someone goes cuckoo bananas off of that, right? Like we don't know that's what happened, but I think we have a pretty good idea, right? So that is disturbing to me.
Sorry to interrupt you. What do you think about the? I think one of the things that's being brought up a lot is how, oh, Charlie Kirk was so pro-gun and he ended up being shot. So, ha ha. Like, do you think gun control has a place in this conversation as much as like some of those people do?
So I think the quote is something to the effect of, if I think if there needs to be like casualties in the support of Second Amendment or something, then we have to. I think that's something along those lines. So I think that's why that-
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's why people are like, haha, you ate your words or whatever. And I think from their perspective, from like a neener perspective, like, yes, but I think if, like, let's say Charlie had an angel, I think he'd probably, I stood by those words. Like, you can neener all you want, but I had my open debates going against, going against the grain at all these campuses, and that's what I stand by. And so it sucks that there are people that would do the whole neener thing. We don't know, you know. But ultimately, the whole point of the Second Amendment is that when there are bad guys with guns on roofs, there's another guy with a gun pointing at them that makes it less enticing to do so. Or else the bad guys are always going to have guns and they could potentially spray at everyone in the crowd.
And I guess a little bit ironically today, anyway, but the Second Amendment guarantees the First, right?
Yes,
If the government
yes,
if
yeah.
the government is trying to take away your right to say something, then enough people with enough arms make it not so fun for the government to do so.
Yeah, that was intentionally why they planned it and strategized it that way.
What do you think about the chances that this person of interest that they caught, that he's a professional shooter or professional hitman in some way?
I saw the diagram. It said 200 yards. 200 yards on a body silhouette. It's not too difficult of a shot, even with like iron sights. But with the scope, it could definitely be done. I think it definitely took experience, though, for sure, for someone to like one shot and nail it, and especially like in the neck, like a fatal wound. So it's not too difficult a shot. I would say like if you have layups, free throws, and 3 point and half court, I think it's probably like a free throw shot. So it's
Right.
something a regular person can make.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's would be what my gauge is on that.
Okay. What do you think about, like it really shows the lines pretty clearly when you see outlets like MSNBC reporting that it may have been a person on Charlie Kirk's side shooting as a celebratory action. Like when you see suggestions like that, how does it make you feel?
First, that makes me like it makes me want to skin someone alive. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how could you even stretch it
It's a
that
bad
way?
day for that part.
And, and then the
We just
other
said
one
we don't want that to
is,
sound. Yeah.
and the other one, it makes me go, man, how foreign or how uneducated you are on the people that are pro Second Amendment. Because pro Second Amendment people, they even though it's a right, they really treat it like it's a privilege. And no one do I know that's in the actual gun community would they ever shoot rounds off in celebration, and they're actually self-policing. Like if
Oh,
someone
okay,
acts
yeah.
weird, yeah, with a gun, they're like, yo, what the hell is that? Like even if there's no one around, no one that I know that's actually in the gun community pro Second Amendment would allow that because they know how quickly this right can be taken away. So no one in that community would actually do that.
You've obviously never been to a birthday party in West Virginia, but it's okay.
Yeah, I've never been to one actually.
It's always crazy to me when these things happen and certain news outlets will go to the most outlandish low percentage of occurring scenario and suggest that.
Yeah, you know what would be the equal of it'd be the equal of finding the LA takeover people, and then they're like, oh, look at those drifters, they're at it again. It's like actual drifters would one be on a track,
Right,
and
yeah,
they know
right.
how much of a privilege
Exactly.
it is to be able to use their car in this hobby as
Yeah.
this way. It's
Right.
actually non-drifters, non-motorsports people that are doing these things.
It reminds me of when Trump got shot, and I think it was CNN said Trump slips and falls on the stage, some shit like that. It's like, come on, guys.
Like from the first hour that this news came out, you could really take a look at the spread of all the news outlets on the top of the Google page or whatever.
Yeah.
And so many outlets are afraid to even say that he was shot.
Right.
It will say like apparently loud noises heard or shots heard ringing out, but everybody
all saw
saw
the
the
video on
same
Twitter.
video.
If Twitter didn't exist, right, X, nobody would really know this.
Yeah, thank God for all the people reposting, not just that, but also even the close up of it, and then the surrounding areas, and even the shooter from the roof. Like, who is that old guy? Like, what is? Because they're saying the old guy's not the shooter, right? Why did they arrest him?
Yeah, he's not the shooter.
It seems to be unrelated. He was yelling, "I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to remain silent." So he's just some nut house, like, or who knows?
I see.
He might have just been wrong place, wrong time, and then wrong response to the craziness going on around him. But they let him go. Yeah, the person of interest. They haven't yet revealed any names as of this time.
Shooter's still on, still in custody though, right?
Still in custody. They no identity. has been revealed.
Moving on from here, does every like influencer need to like set up bulletproof glass and have a security detail now? Like as they do their, because this was part of Charlie's tour, right? He was gonna do like all the
Yeah,
college tours.
that's
This is the
another
beginning.
thing. Yeah, that's another thing that was brought up. It was like, I guess he didn't have like political level security, as people have been saying.
Yeah,
But do you think like,
which is normal because he's not a politician.
right, right. But do you think that could have in any way contributed to preventing something like this? It doesn't seem like, I mean, if they're going to get a clean shot at Trump, I mean, what could you possibly do?
Yeah, I mean, you usually could. It's because of, I mean, like the people that analyze the situation, they thought that the shot got off because of all the DEI hires, right? Like one, did they really scope every single rooftop? Like they didn't do their due diligence. Because usually, like when a president is about to travel to a location, like they have a whole workup. Maybe like the week or 72 hours before, they map out exactly how the president's going to travel there. There's going to be like three black SUVs, two of them are decoy. The president is actually in one. So when the president arrives, you don't know which one it actually is. They already know like all the buildings that have the best line of sight to where where like where they have to cover, so there's nobody that's going to have a better advantageous view of where the president is than his own people. They would do all that. I don't think like it can be done for a Ben Shapiro or like or a Charlie Kirk or anyone else. My personal thoughts, regardless of what side you're on, I think it takes both for America to be great because you kind of need opposition to create the best ideas, and kind of like you need the Bulls and the Celtics to have a great game, right? Like it doesn't like as much as you can hate the Celtics if you're a Bull fan. Without the Celtics, the Bulls will never be as great as they were. It's the same thing, and so I think I hope that this can help both sides come together, and we can come together to say that regardless of side, he was a great patriot and he really cared deeply about the country, and that we hope um, that this could happen and we can really stand by his family and pray for them as they mourn, and hopefully we can come together more as a country.
Well said, man.
Pray for the Celtics. Pray for Jason Tatum's ACL.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Bart. God, I hope, Jaylen Brown needs to get it together, too.
You're so stupid. Well, I mean, we heard from Bart. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, other than the wanting to skin someone alive part. I think.
Leave it in.
But yeah, just as a just as a way to like remind you guys, we feel the same way about like you can't always control what the whole world is going to believe, and maybe you're not at that level to reach the whole world and change everybody's minds. But take care of the people within your reach. Take care of your own corner of the community. And if everybody did that, we would be a whole lot better off. And you guys are a part of our corner of the community. And if there's any message that we would like to send, it's that no matter whether people disagree with you or agree with you, it's not on the cards, it's not on the table to just wish for them to die. Like if you've got some intelligent way to respond, that's probably the best way to go about it. Anything where you just want to cut off their air supply and they just can't say anything, that's just not where we're at. We don't always agree with everything that even our own followers have to say. That doesn't mean that we don't want to hear them out. We just, we don't want threats of violence. We don't want, people wanting to harm others over their beliefs.
Amen, brother.
I guess we're going to hear from Joe if we can, yeah?
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing. I don't know if it has any relevance to what happened, but they're saying the guy behind him that's like signaling with his cap should be questioned.
Whoa, what's that? Yeah, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, geez, I didn't mean to show that. So yeah, there's apparently a guy right there signaling, making signals.
That's crazy. Like
right
a catcher.
before. I mean, it definitely looks scary.
No,
but
yeah,
I don't,
that's like a signal. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but it definitely looks
also,
scary. Yeah.
So there's also an eerie post, I guess, on Facebook where somebody said, Charlie Kirk's coming to my campus tomorrow. I wish somebody would evaporate him. And then somebody responds with, I have it saved so I can send it to you. Somebody responds with, oh, tomorrow's going to be very big. You'll see, like that kind of thing,
Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. That's pretty crazy.
right?
But I guess,
Like this is the day before.
but it might be one of those things where
Just
it's
could
like,
be someone shit talking.
someone probably said that every time he.
You never know. You know what I mean?
But of course, like if you're caught saying something like this and it happens, they're gonna find you and question you for sure.
Right.
Like you'll be on the radar if you're caught making weird ass predictions like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
But even that, even the whole like, I really hope someone evaporates.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
it's crazy. It's who talks like this. This is what I'm saying. Like we get to a point where you don't even view someone as people anymore. They're just like the whole movement is bottled up into a person. I respect that he was willing to go there and give his like unvarnished ideas to people.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I never always thought it was tight necessarily because it's like you're saying, like fish in a barrel. Like those people really haven't done the job of formulating their opinions yet, compared to somebody like him. But I also think that was sort of a teachable moment for those people where it's like maybe I should really have my shit together so that like if I am debating a conservative, I can come at it like in a better way than like just saying like you should just shut up or whatever. You know, I didn't see not very formulated like debate opinions.
Right. When you were like, let's say back when you were like a busher,
Yeah.
and let's say someone came to your campus and was like dunking on you, would you have like
couldn't-
thoughtfully been like,
There's
oh,
no-
they had a point?
First of all, I couldn't wait for that stuff. I used to bring that heat on myself in my own classrooms. So I would give them credit for having a point, yes, but then my job would in my own brain because I was so in on all that would have been to just like neutralize their argument so that they could see that they look very stupid, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I know how that feels.
Right.
I'm not speaking for Charlie, but that's how I was for sure.
I mean, I guess when you think about how much the rights, they have a big argument against universities for like indoctrinating students into a default set of beliefs before they've even experienced real. Yeah.
How many professors are Republicans versus Democrats?
Right.
It's like it's weighted so insanely, it's not even fair.
Yeah, because I'm a believer that like being exposed to real life outside of school is what truly shapes your opinion. Like once you're paying taxes on your own and like living on your own is the best part to like figure out where you stand opinion wise. I think like I had a different set of opinions when I was in college. I had a different set of opinions right after college. It takes time to like find where you stand with everything. And I understand that some of them really do believe that that you know the people who are old and out of touch are ruining the world. Like yeah, of course, there's people that are totally messing it up for everyone.
There's no objective right or wrong with this stuff to me. It's just like, you know, how are you going to debate your point, and how much do you know about your side to debate your point?
Yeah.
But debate it, goddammit. Don't blow somebody away. Like,
Well, yeah, that's where I feel like it's a little bit unfair. Where like you line up these people who have very little debate experience,
Yes.
you know, and against people with totally the opposite opinion.
But is it?
You know?
And I've made that argument over the years too. But how much of it is somebody willing to pick up a microphone and actually take him on? Like they're there willingly. Nobody's making them do it. They're there willingly, thinking like, I actually do think I could school Charlie Kirk today. And then he's just such a skilled debater. If you've ever done speech and debate or anything like that in your life, you know that you don't even have to win the argument. You just have to portray the other person as losing the argument to win the argument. So he was very good at that, no matter what was really going on.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I do think they were always outmatched, but I do think that they always signed up for it. It's like all the guys at the pool hall who are going up against Steven Seagal. Like they're like going up to Steven Seagal, going like, "Hey, dude, well, you're on the wrong side of town, brother," and like they're just doing it to the wrong guy.
And it's also just hard that like because of how social media works, the person with the worst take is going to be the most viral.
Right.
If a person did come up to him and did take it to him a little too well, it's not that people are going to hide it. It's the algorithm won't find it interesting.
true.
They're going to be like, oh, well, no one's getting dunked on, so this isn't really the video that's going to make its rounds. Like,
So true.
yeah, people don't want to see that. People want to be, and that's a little bit where you get
People
into
want
the
to share their side winning and
Yeah.
the other side losing. Always.
right, yeah.
always.
That's where you get into the way of like how algorithms today are they're supporting baiting content.
Yes.
Or like you're being baited into being angry so that you can say more. Like Threads is the same way. Like
Stay in your echo chamber. Blue Sky is the same way. Blue Sky is absolutely a nightmare today.
really?
Oh my God, I've seen all kinds of posts from Blue Sky today. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's exceptions, but I don't think there's many.
yeah, that's where I think like you just as an individual, it's on you to just be above it and just be like wiser than it, you know, because we easily can fall prey to, you know, just
everyone
being
can.
baited, and yeah, and it's
I got baited into thinking the Iraq War was tight. You know what I mean? Like, I really did.
yeah. Me too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I thought it was
My whole
tight.
church thought it was tight.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like lit.
Yeah, it's hard. When you see that contrarians get the most attention, you should really just like to stop yourself and before you like really buy into it. Be like, oh, is this part of it? You know, is this
Right.
You know, because everything you have threads full of people saying on purpose the opposite of what they believe, just because they know it's going to get more clicks or it's going to get and that's been mainstream news since the beginning of time. So you have to really take that into account too. You know, like that's the news.
It's no look. It's like when TMZ, right? They have the paparazzis, and they're like they're throwing rocks at celebrities' heads and then filming the responses, going like, "Whoa, what are you freaking out at us for?" They cut the beginning, right? And whoa, you threw a rock up my wife's head. They're like, "What? This guy's crazy!" And then they just freak out, celebrity freak out in the hills. It's like shit like that. You don't see the full context. You just see what they want you to see. But you know what actually makes me feel pretty decent is this person says Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope somebody evaporates him literally. 77,000 views, 130 likes. Despicable people for sure, but not very many compared to the amount of people that saw that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that, I guess as an optimist, I'm like a little bit heartened by that. Like that ratio is so insane.
That's a crazy ratio.
Yeah, it's crazy ratio. Like, thank God, you know.
How's Joe doing? Are we able to get Joe?
We're waiting for him. He's got like 7 minutes before he's available. He said 6:30.
6:30. Okay.
Yeah. So we should be like, hey Joe, like, why were you saying like this is so tight? Like in the group text. And just gaslight him. Like, why are you saying like how tight this is?
In the group chat. Dude, knowing him, he might think you're not kidding.
he wouldn't.
And
And
he'll
I'm
be
not
like,
gonna do it to
he'll be like, did I say that? And just incriminate himself.
I wouldn't do it. I
He'll be like, oh, I must have meant I must have meant something else. Like,
Something else was tight. I thought the Wheel of Fortune clip article was tight.
oh shit. Or why'd you tell us something big was gonna happen today?
Oh fuck!
Dude, that thing looked kind of wild. The fucking baseball fucking shit. Even if it's not nothing, I'm sure it's nothing.
No, it's
But that to see that it's kind of scary.
Definitely signals that.
You think so?
crazy, right? You guys fucking do like talking to the catcher, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Talking to your coach,
Pitcher to
like,
catcher, dude.
That's like the batter looking at the
Hey,
coach.
yeah, right here, buddy.
Should I hit the ball? It's all this stuff.
I don't know what that means though. Like, what could he possibly been telling him?
Yeah,
Hey, he's in this chair or something.
What if he's like the sound guy and he's just like
Well,
and
if he's behind enemy lines, like for him, right? How did he get back there if he's like some asshole?
Yeah, that's true.
what I
And that would be a bad place to stand if you're making the calls. Like, why would you
Yeah,
want to
that's
be
true, that's
right
true.
next
Oh,
to that
legit.
shit? Yeah. All right, guys, we got Joe here to give us his thoughts on the Charlie Kirk situation and everything. What do you think, man?
So I, was kind of shocked when we were talking about this in the group chat. I was definitely shocked because it was just like, oh crap, this is actually happening. Only because, like, being a creator, we always have death threats, right? We always have like people hating what we say. Even sushi chefs get death threats because they make it differently. But you never take it like seriously. Like you never take it as like someone's gonna come and like blast you for what you say or think or whatever. But I did think like it was just a matter of time because of how crazy our political climate has been and how much like divided we've become as a nation. And I don't know what the motives are, but that's just what I'm assuming. Is someone's probably they hate Charlie so much that they decided to do something like this. And it's a scary precedence because like man, like we have a lot of opinions. We say a lot of things. We make public appearances. We're not as like politically charged and divisive as Charlie, but we have things that we say that people just don't agree with. So it's like if this makes it okay, and the shocking thing to me is it's really the comments. Like if people are celebrating, condoning, laughing, it just makes me think like, damn, like what's next? If they just think that you're like not on the same, you know, political spectrum, or if you don't think the same or you're not the same religion, it just makes it okay for you to die. And I made a tweet up. I wrote a tweet and then I shared it on my Instagram. And I hope that it would unify us, but it actually made me sad because it proved my point. What it ended up doing was like a lot of people actually just justified the murder, like outright. people were like, well, Charlie wasn't a great guy. We shouldn't have empathy for the dude. But I'm like, dude, that's not the point.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
there's
not
so
the
much
point. Yeah.
whataboutism. There's so much whataboutism. Like, well, I think, there's been 3 people that unfortunately died today in Colorado out of like from a mass shooting. There was, I guess there was some Democrats that died from like a political. I'm like, dude, just because I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, I'm not some fucking right wing activists here. Like, don't treat me like I'm one of them. I'm just saying it's sad that someone who's a creator, I consider a YouTuber, goes on a college campus and he wants to, talk to students and he has a political belief. And I don't think it's extremist. And he gets killed for it. And people go, well, yeah, he's spreading hate, he's spreading Nazism, it's good. And then I'm like, wow, like that's where we became, like that's where we're at as a nation now. And that to me is like really uh I'm devastated, really. Like it's super disappointing to realize like that's where we're at. Like, and I wrote this thinking like everyone would be like, you know what? That's right. Like, let's not be like that. And at the end of the day, I was hoping that the sensible people would rise up and say, guys, like, stop with the extremism on both sides. Like, let's just talk. Let's be sad that like a person died today and got shot on a college campus. Um, but yeah, man, like a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm unfollowing you. That's like a horrible take.
What?
And I was, yeah, like if you look at my comment section on my post right now, my Instagram, the first one with 212 likes is I didn't see anyone bring up the murder of Melissa Hortman and her husband. America's a nation of violence and no one is exempt. So there's a lot of whataboutism. It's
Yeah.
like why can't we just be sad for all of it? Like and then people are bringing up Palestine, the genocide, and how
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk was okay with that, and so that's why hey, what goes around comes around. And I'm like, dude, like, and don't talk to me as if I'm cool with that. None of us are
Yeah.
cool with
I
that.
know. Right.
I hate this shit. Like, we can't be a moderate anymore. We can't just be in the middle. You have to be one side, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesus, I see this
yeah,
post.
second comment, 250 likes. 3
Jesus.
kids were shot at Colorado High School today. Why aren't they getting a post? Are school shootings so normalized that they don't phase anyone? So it's like, yeah, it's literally like, who fucking
Yeah.
cares
There's
about
probably going to be
half the
comments
people
like that
out there?
underneath this video too. Like that's
Oh, I'm
it's
guaranteed
always
it,
going to
but
happen.
whatever.
Yeah.
We honestly don't care about you guys who say that stuff. You guys are nuts. Straight up.
And what saddens me is like some people are like, dude, I love you guys. I'm a longtime follower. Um, but X, Y, and Z, he deserved it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy, dude. Like, it's just, I feel like when people say, hey, JK's out of touch, I feel like, yeah, we lost touch with this sentiment. Like, I don't think I can ever sit down and celebrate a person's death. And the only
Amen.
thing that is making me feel like why it's happening this way is because if you think that Charlie Kirk is Hitler himself, right? If you think he's an evil
Yeah.
person, he spreads harmful ideology, then his death will be justified because you're like, yeah, of course, like we just stopped white supremacy. We just stopped Nazism. Good. And I can kind of see that that's probably how some people are feeling is like we should be celebrating this because it's a win for humanity. We stopped extremism. And that's what's really sad to me because it's like, dude, that I didn't think he was an extremist. I just thought he had pretty controversial takes on things, but I didn't think he was a white nationalist. I didn't think he was a Nazi. And so, I just thought he was a Republican and he's going on school campuses to talk about his opinions on politics. So, yeah.
Yeah. I also agree with like, I mean, there's people that are extremists that have really unfortunate views on Asians in America. I don't want them to die. I want them to be wrong, and I want them to live wrong. I want them to realize like
Yeah.
I want them to end up wrong. But if you kill somebody at the height of them believing what they're doing and saying is right, you've now immortalized that sentiment and almost given a free pass to this person that like you made them a martyr of their belief.
Yep.
That's almost objectively worse if you're the people that are celebrating him.
I'm with Joe, man. If losing touch means still being decent towards people,
Yeah.
proud to lose touch, brother.
Yeah, I don't want to be in league
Can't
with people
wait.
like that.
Can't wait to lose touch then.
I don't want to be homies with these
Yeah.
people that are celebrating this type of
insane to
action.
me.
Because we'd be hypocritical if we were like, if that's how we acted about someone that we hated. That doesn't, you don't want that.
And the whole like Joe said, what about thing? So like as if we're here to paint over the Colorado shooting today. You got to be out of your mind to think that.
And that's my whole point is why can't we all unify against injustice? Like, why is it that it has to be one or the other? Like just because we're mourning the death of Charlie Kirk, why can't it be like, hey, we're also against the genocide that's happening all over the world. We're also against like human injustice in general. Like, why is it all of a sudden, hey, we're showing some type of empathy for this one person? Oh, well, automatically, then you must be a white supremacist and you must hate the rest of us and whatever. And I'm like, dude, why is it so like all or nothing is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make any sense to me. That's what saddens me the most is that just because I post this and people are proving my point, I'm trying to say, like, dude, like, we got to stop this. Like, I don't want the extreme thoughts and positions to win, right? Like, and instead of joining forces with me and going, like, yeah, dude, like, we all need to get together and our voices need to be stronger so the far right and the far left doesn't burn this country down. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, what ended up happening is everyone proved my point in the comments. They started fighting.
MSNBC, we talked about this with Bart a little bit, but I'm curious about your thoughts on this. MSNBC said this, and this was very early when this started. Oh, well, this could have been a Charlie Kirk supporter who shot a gun off in celebration. Like stuff like that kind of. Yeah. What do you think about that?
That sounds crazy, like it's comedy.
Right?
Like it's happy birthday.
Yeah.
And then it falls right back down on Charlie's neck. Like,
in a tent.
I don't know. I mean, dude, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like, you guys saw the guy on the roof. That's been going around, like the shooters, and people are saying this was constructed. The conspiracy side of me is like, this is happening because Charlie just turned recently on Israel. Also, they're saying like it's to stir up this division. When you can divide the country, you could control it better. And like in this chaos, man, I just freaking hate how everyone acts like headless chickens. And to me, I'm like, in the chaos, you should be more orderly so you could fix the issue rather than like, okay, here's a time for even more disruption. It's
Yeah.
like going the opposite way. Anyways, everyone watching, I know like for a time now, like we've been so I think for a long time we just speak freely about how we felt and thought about politics and stuff like that. But I think as things like this occur and like I see a division, it's making me want to talk less about how I truly feel. And that sucks because JK has always been a place where we can be ourselves. But if people are going to absolutely hate me because I don't agree with them, it makes me want to watch my words more. But I don't want that to change who I am, and I don't want that to change JK in general. I'm hoping that we can all like get to this point because I am an independent and I vote moderate. I can vote right or left depending on what's happening. But now it seems more like the groups are dividing to the point where if you're not with us, you're against us. And I hate what this country is becoming. But for those of you out there who still want to go back to a place of sanity, I hope that we can all join forces and get some sensibility back because that's really what it is. I don't want this to get any worse. So hopefully, we can all join forces here and probably end this where it's at and not let it get worse.
Yeah, maybe if the thought came across your head today of like Charlie Kirk got shot and killed while he was doing an event, and you thought that's good. Maybe like reevaluate a little bit. Maybe go like, oh man, maybe I'm the bad guy a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that could be good for you. Where else is there to go then? You're gonna go even further?
Right?
Yeah. Right.
No.
Thanks, homie. How was cleaning the bathrooms in Selling Tea today?
It's been a wild day, dude.
I bet, man.
David yell at you.
Yeah, did David yell at you on the phone?
He's like, you gotta work harder.
Sick.
Man.
All right, thanks, bro.
The original stuff.
Yeah, we opened with it, and then we went to Bart, and then we went to you.
We basically just presented whatever we had facts on.
Yeah,
pretty much.
and the story could have shifted by now because it's been an hour probably.
Yeah.
So
Are you gonna just edit it real quick?
that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just cut out a couple things Bart said and then post it.
Yeah. Yeah, Bart
I'm
said
just
some
kidding.
wild shit.
I'm just kidding.
Was Bart talking about how MAGA he is and how he sucks? He hates liberals.
No, he's talking about how MAGA you are on the inside.
Yeah. He said the truth about Joe.
Just
and we're like,
kidding.
we'll cut that out.
No.
I didn't realize that hella people would just be like, good.
Me either, man.
No, yeah, I wasn't ready for that either. Yeah.
I lived in La La Land. I'm sitting here actually shocked right now, genuinely.
It's disappointing, but I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You know, people.
Yeah.
You know, the same people who are celebrating it probably, wished for it too the whole way up.
But send me my fucking Republican membership gold card already. Like, give me a break. If this is what these guys are like on the left, oh my fucking God, send me the gold card.
I know that those are the minority in the group that are that extreme, but I've never seen the minority get this big.
Bro, I will send you a chart that I saw earlier that blew my fucking brains out. When it comes to political violence and the acceptance of it, on the left, it has skyrocketed. Justification for murder of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. All respondents, 31%. Left of center, 48%. Trump, 38%. Left of center, 55%. Percent who say destroying Tesla dealerships is partially acceptable. 57.6% on the left of center. Absolutely bonker balls.
That's cuckoo.
Cuckoo bananas.
Let's say that like Biden won the presidency and he was president right now. Yeah. Do you think they would have that opinion? Because that's like opening him up for all season.
Well, Biden was the one out there giving a speech talking about MAGA extremists and stuff like that. Remember, in front of the White House? Like, the temperature got turned up under Biden for sure. You could argue the temperature got turned up under Trump during January 6th too, right? But the temperature got absolutely turned up under Biden as well. There was no calming of it. Yeah. Like he promised when he came in. He's like, we're gonna turn down the temperature. All this stuff didn't happen. I'll never forget, quick story, I'll never forget, during Hurricane Katrina, I used to be on this message board and everyone was just talking shit and stuff. And I remember during Hurricane Katrina particularly, there was a group of people who were stoked to see the levees break because it was exciting. It was like, this will be crazy and different. Damn. And like, yeah. And I remember being like, this is crazy. Why would you want the levees to break? And they're like, because it's like, that's going to be crazy to look at. Like they're just talking about the result. The end result will be crazy to look at.
The spectacle of it?
That's it. Yeah. And so, I think chaos, I think being online and being anonymous breeds this kind of strange, like, agnostic, just chaos inducing like fascination with like, what's the end result of like, let's see what happens when the firework goes off.
Be shaken up,
exactly right.
Okay.
And I just find I'll never forget that particular sentiment because then after the levees broke, those same people were like, this is so sad and devastating. I'm so bummed about it, right? Yeah. But and the same usernames, but like that were stoked about it, were then sad about it because they saw the human result. But until you see the human result, you're just down for let's see what happens.
Well, I know we're trying to stay away from like political shit, but even when I'm not even saying anything like
dude,
crazy.
This is not political shit to me. Yeah. Charlie Kirk should not have died for his beliefs. Is not political. If it is, then let's just go down with the ship then, man. If that's where we're at, fine. Like you said, Joe. If that's what it is, then fine. I guess that's the ship that I'm on. Everyone should get to say whatever they want. Yeah. He said Trump for 7 minutes. That's all he said.
I think it's also the fact that like people equate violence in the real world physically to implied violence in verbal suggestion, where they say like what Charlie Kirk was spreading was violence.
Right, correct.
But I think you have to learn how to divide that completely. Like you can't think that somebody's whatever they're preaching, like the guy in the corner of Hollywood yelling about repent for the Lord. Like that might feel like violence to you personally because it's an attack on your beliefs, but it's not a literal physical cancellation of your right to exist.
But we should.
That's way
We
different.
should have seen some hints of this when Luigi gunned down that health insurance guy, and we saw nothing but love. Like, I seriously have never seen anything like it. I saw nothing but love.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, nothing but. It was like 90-10, Joe, maybe? 90-10?
And there is like a that's what you get like sentiment behind things. Like, you know, if Charlie's been stoking fires for that long, people are gonna be like, well, that's what happens when you do these types of things.
Right.
Same with the, you know, with an insurance company running business the way they do, which is completely predatory. We get that. But I don't think killing the CEO did anything for your coverage.
No, it sure didn't. Go figure. All right. Well, thanks, Joe. All right. Peace, bro.
See you,
All
man.
right. Cool. You'll use the same link. Okay. All right. Peace.
Enjoy fries while
Yeah.
while
Well,
cause us
kids
trouble.
died, asshole.
Freaking idiot.
Yeah, idiot.
So yeah, just to close it, guys. Again, whatever you guys believe, you guys are all welcome here for what you believe in. We just hope that you walk away with the humanity. You don't feel like someone should die for what they think, or that violence should be justified upon yourself for what you think. People can unfollow all they want. They can refollow. They can come back when stuff cools down for themselves. We're not concerned about maintaining an audience of a specific type. We just think that it's better for us to spread what should be prioritized, which is everyone should have a fair right to live. If even if what they're saying sounds like it incites violence. I don't know how people have justified that in their head. I'm sure lots of different ways people have redefined what Charlie Kirk was doing and saying as something that is such a threat on their existence that he needs to be taken out. We don't believe that here. Nope. We just don't. And whether that's Charlie Kirk, whether it's, you know, fucking Ellen DeGeneres, we don't go to that part in our minds where we think someone should just be killed.
She was really mean, though. So I don't want to let her slide.
I don't want to put her in the forefront of news.
No, I just don't want to let it slide
Okay.
because she was really mean.
We'll let you do a solo episode on her later.
Thank you. I'm ready for it. I have slides.